Before I start this review, just like always, if you do like this, please like and subscribe. I'll be putting out one of these hopefully every 2 days. For a long time, it's going to be recent movies. After that, it'll be older movies that I've watched until we have a good movie season again. So today we're going to look at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Aquaman 2. Again, for all superhero movies, we're going to be looking at fight scenes, acting, plot, CGI, and character development. Starting off with fight scenes, the fight scenes in this movie were actually enjoyable. The first Aquaman, I didn't really like. The pacing was so slow because they were building his character and building who he was that you didn't get a bunch of fight scenes. But this movie, the fight scenes were unique. You had the desert section where he's going and helping his brother, so they're on land and they can't use their overpowered water stuff, and his brother's just dehydrated. He hops in the water, grows into this massive like Atlantean again, and then can fight. It was unique. It was crafted well. The fight scenes were enjoyable to watch. Even the last fight scene where they're fighting the big bad, that was still fun. It was enjoyable. There wasn't a fight scene where you were left bored or unsatisfied. You got everything you wanted from the fight scenes. For that, I'm going to say fight scenes is actually a masterpiece in this movie. They did a good job, especially for a DC movie. You don't really see a lot of great fight scenes in DC movies post like the Dark Knight series. A lot of them have just been kind of crummy or just overpowered where the superhero is not going to get like killed or anything. Now, the acting, Amber Heard blows, horrible actress. It wasn't enjoyable, and I didn't like his acting much either. It seemed very emotionless. They had a child, right? And how they both acted towards the child did not seem like either of them have held a baby their entire lives. And I'm pretty sure they have kids. I don't think she does, but I'm almost positive he has kids. So that was weird. It seemed like there was a very disconnect. They didn't seem attracted to each other at all. Maybe that's because of her court case and all of that. I don't know when the filming happened, but they didn't seem like they clicked. Him and his brother had good banter back and forth, but a lot of the acting in this movie felt very forced. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't anything that really stood out. And that's pretty usual with superhero movies, but still, for me to get a masterpiece, it has to be a lot more than that. And because of that, that's going to be trash. The plot, the plot was okay. It just also it wasn't spectacular. There wasn't anything about this plot that made me want to go brag about it to people. And a good superhero movie, again, I always go back to Endgame and Thanos and pretty much Phase 4. A lot of those movies had a good plot. You know, it was going in a direction. And I know that they just hired James Gunn and all that, so it's hard to have a direction with DC. But I think that's where DC really fails. Because you don't have any goal that they're working towards where you can send the end credits and be like, yeah, this is what's happening in this movie. It wasn't a great plot. It was a very much so throwaway movie, like they were ending a franchise. It seems as if they'll have to pick up the pieces if they want to make another one and just force something else, like force another bad guy. You know, I liked that Manta, whatever, was coming back and avenging his father, but that wasn't a plot big enough for a movie. Like if this was an Invincible episode, that would have been the plot for like the first 10 minutes. It wasn't something that was going to hold me for an entire movie. So I'm going to have to say the plot was also kind of trash. The CGI, I don't know. I'm mixed about this one because the basic sea creatures, they did great. They looked realistic. They were fun to look at. But the created monsters they gave me Roblox vibes. They were very blocky, They didn't move smoothly through the water. It seemed like the budget for this was just a little low on the animation end. And yeah, even like the guy with the crab arm, it looked stupid. It wasn't seamless. And with the technology we have now, I know this is no Avatar, but still, you should be able to pump out some decent looking characters, and this just wasn't doing it for me. Character development, I actually enjoyed. I would say that the character development on this was, I don't know if I'd give it, yeah, we'll give it masterpiece. Character development was great. I liked how he developed throughout the movie. Again, his acting was bad, and I liked how the villain was actually fully developed. But that still only gives us 2 for masterpiece, 3 for trash. Because of that, this movie is going to be a trash movie. I would still recommend watching it. It's just not going to blow your mind. This isn't something that you're going to go talking to your friends and stuff about. It's just a movie. It's a good movie to watch, but it's not anything that you should be super excited for. All right, guys, that's all I got.